Hello students, I am Swati Kirange, Assistant Professor ISMR MCU. As part of technical sessions, we are going to learn printing various patterns in C programming. So today we are going to try to print this particular pattern, that is mirrored right angle triangle of star pattern. If you observe this particular pattern properly, you could see that this particular triangle is having various spaces to be printed. So just to observe it properly, we will arrange this particular pattern in the form of rows and columns in tabular format. So as shown in this figure, we could clearly see that initially some spaces are printed and then the star is printed on every row. So we need a nested loop structure here, where the outer loop is going to control the number of rows. Then we will require two inner loops, where one loop is going to print these spaces and the next inner loop is responsible for printing these stars. So in order to print this particular structure, we will require three loops, where the outer loop iterates through rows from I equal to 1 to n, where n is the number of rows to be printed. Then we will have one inner loop which is going to print the spaces. If we observe this pattern properly, we could see that initially the spaces are printed and then the star. So in our outer loop also we will have first loop which is responsible for printing the spaces. Then we will have one more loop which is responsible for printing this star pattern. So let us move ahead. Here we could see that when I value is equal to 1, we have 4 spaces to be printed here. So for I equal to 1, that is my outer loop, the space loop should work 4 times so that it will print 4 spaces, and the next loop which is for printing the stars should print only 1 star. So it will run 1 time. Then on second row, when I is equal to 2, the spaces I need to print are 3, n minus 2, and I need to print 2 stars here. Next time when I is equal to 3, now the spaces will be again decremented by 1. So we need to print 2 spaces and 3 stars. Then when I is equal to 4, on next row, we want to print a single space and then 4 stars. Similarly, when I is equal to 5, we want to print only 5 stars and there is no space printed. So let us see the actual code here. So this is our outer loop which is running from I equal to 1 to I is less than or equal to n, where n is going to be number of rows to be printed. Then we have inner loop which is responsible for printing these blank spaces. So as we could see, when I is equal to 5, we are printing 4 spaces. So that is n minus 1. That's why we have initialized j equal to n minus 1, and this particular loop is going to run till j is greater than or equal to I. Then we have one more inner loop which is responsible for printing these stars. So when I is equal to 1, I want to print only 1 star. That's why k is initialized to 1 and it is going to run till k is less than or equal to I. So this is our inner loop which is responsible for printing these stars. And when the I is incremented, we will move to next line through this printing of /n, and then the next iteration is going to be performed. So now let us move to IDE where we are going to actually execute this particular code. So here this is our code. So this particular code is written for n is equal to 5. So I want to print this particular output. So this is the output of our program. So I hope you have understood this. And this similar code could also be written using if else. So when I am using if else, that time I will require to use only 2 loops and 1 if else block. So let us try for that. So I want students, all of you, to try this particular program using if else. So we'll stop here for today. Thank you for your patience listening. Thank you.